we're coming into the second week of April here, 2020, and it's still this corona craziness. Sorry for barking and stuff, that's just my neighbor. And, well, not my neighbor, it's his dog. But, I thought, you know, what would be an interesting video, and I hit kind of a creative block when this corona stuff started, and I haven't posted for a while, actually. But I decided, you know, I'll go out and I'll do a video demonstrating what the different focal lengths look like in relation to one another. Now, I'm going to do a few different focal lengths. I'm going to do a 120 equivalent, which is actually just my 75, but my camera's in APS-C mode, so it gets a 1.6 times crop, making it 120 millimeter equivalent. So I'll do a 120, and then I'll switch it back to full frame mode, go to 75, 50, 35, 24, and 14. And I'll show you on the screen what all those look like in relation to one another. But we'll start by doing just a quick video of what each one looks like. So without further ado, let's jump to the 120 equivalent. So this is 120 millimeters, the equivalent of there anyways. You can see me in the frame. The top of my head's at the top of the frame's probably right here. You can see a little bit around me. You can see a little bit of the yard. You can see a little bit of probably no foreground. You can probably cut off at the knees, but you can see you know, a little bit of background and a little bit over here. So let's go ahead and go to 75. So this is me at 75 millimeters. And you can see there's more above me. Maybe my knees aren't cut off anymore. They probably are. But you can see a little bit more to the left, a little bit more to the right. Not a huge difference between 70 and 120. So let's go ahead and jump to 50. Okay, once again, this is at 50 millimeters. A little bit more above me, a little bit more below, a little bit more room to either side. Now, this is where you can start to see that there's a pretty big difference between 50 and 120. And you can see that the background is a little bit blurry. I'm shooting at 5.6 to maintain the same aperture on all three lenses. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to 35. Okay, so now you can see there's a huge difference. You can see lots of the foreground. You can see way above my head. You can see almost this entire tree. Pretty far off to the left of me and pretty far off to the right. So let's go ahead and look at the 24 millimeter. Okay, we're at 24 millimeters, and you can see that even more of the foreground, more of the background is now visible, and a lot more. It's making me starting to look pretty small. I looked pretty big in the 120 equivalent. Now I'm starting to look smaller and smaller, making the space around me look bigger and bigger. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to the 14 millimeter. Okay, now this is the 14 millimeter equivalent. I'm looking pretty small in the frame, making the area around me look very large. Pretty big difference between this and the 24, I would say. Starting to get a little bit distortion on the edges, kind of that bending fisheye look. But I will admit the 14 millimeter focal length is great for things like real estate photography or architecture, because it makes the subject or the building or the house appear larger than it is. So it makes rooms look big, so that's why I use it exclusively for real estate. Not so much for video, because it can make people look tiny, and it's hard to get that kind of nice bokeh background with the 14 millimeter. This is the 14 millimeter. Now this is the 24 millimeter. Now this is the 35 millimeter. Now the 50, the 75, and the 120 equivalent. Now you can see with these boxes that I've drawn the real difference that you get between each focal length. thanks for watching this video. I hope you got an idea of all the different focal lengths and how it could be useful to use one versus the other. I know this isn't a very in-depth, this is pretty much just a basic show you what each one looks like in relation to the other. If you guys would like to see a video on maybe how each one could be used differently to tell a story or to evoke an emotion, let me know. I'd be happy to make that video. Like, let's say you shoot a scene, same scene with a 14, then a 24, 35, 50, 75, 120. How that would look differently and how it would make you feel differently because of the focal length change, and how it would affect the viewer, because each of those focal lengths is going to cause the viewer to have a different emotion based on each one. So if you guys would like to see a video on how each focal length can make a viewer feel in a video or film, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. I might make that video even if no one asks for it. But thanks again, really appreciate it. Stay safe out there with this corona stuff going around. These are uncertain times, and you got to live for today. You really do, because you never know what's going to happen or who's going to be here. So appreciate what you got. You know, appreciate your loved ones. Do what you can to support your local community. You know, if you're a creator, you know, get out there, collaborate, do what you can. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you liked it. If you didn't like it, smash that thumbs down button. Absolutely. You know, tell me what you think in the comments below. How could I improve? What would you have rather have seen me do with these focal lengths? And like I said, I'd be happy to do a video, same scene, 5 different focal lengths, show you exactly how each one can be used to evoke a different feeling in the viewer. All right, maybe I'll do that next week. Who knows? But thanks for sticking around this long. If you made it this long, I really appreciate it. You're one of my #1 fans, I assume. But yeah, see you guys next time.